So you'll find a lot of buildings, like it's almost like if you see like an aerial view, it looks like just like a bunch of Legos or something. Like it's very, on a block, you'll have 4 buildings, so like one on each side of the block, and then in the middle will be like a playground or like a soccer field or something. So it's kind of like the backyard for all the people who are living in those apartments. And instead of like an apartment complex here where you go up and there's like a balcony with like hallways or whatever, it's, you'll have a building along a street, and then there'll be 4 or 5 or even some longer, some shorter, kind of entrances to a stairwell. And then you'll go up and there'll be like 3 or 4 apartments on each floor and like the thing, and then there'll be like the next stairwell over in the building. And so it kind of works over. And so it's like each one of those is called a podjest. And, so you'll see a lot of the buildings where they just look exactly the same. So it's can be kind of tricky to like get oriented at first if you're just kind of lost, because it's hard to have like a landmarker, because in some areas, because it's just so many buildings that all look exactly the same, because they were just built and just to try to house as many people as possible. But I mean, when we wake up, most people work 6 or 7 days a week. Can be really hard because Monday is kind of the day that people usually have off, and so it's most people work on Sundays, so it can be kind of hard that dealing with church and getting people to church and people finding time to come to church. Most people use public transportation or walk, so there's a lot of people are very slender just because they walk so much. And it's like you go out and you catch a shuttle bus that's going, or there'll be like a trolley. In a lot of bigger cities, there'll be a trolley that you hop on, and it just like goes around the tracks, kind of. And so you can just take either one of those, and you just go to wherever will get you closest to where you need to go, and then you hop off. And it's usually not very expensive. You pay for like per ride, so it doesn't matter how far you go. Like you can ride it all the way around the entire time if you want to like ride the thing the entire time. So sometimes actually in like the winter, we would just get on the trolley bus, not a trolley bus, a trolley car. It's called a tramway. And my parents would go and just to talk to people, because if it was really cold outside, then people wouldn't want to talk about the cars are heated. And so you could go inside and just sit down next to people and talk to them and try to find people to teach that way. And people get up and go to work and they come home, and people don't like letting strangers in late at night. So it's like, 7 o'clock, whatever. There's after 7, if you're trying to go tracting, it's late. It's too late at night. People won't let you in a lot of times. And that's pretty much everyone has a dacha, which is like a cottage outside the city, and they'll have like a little garden. And so it's, especially in the summer months, they like to spend the weekends on the dacha and go out, and usually there's like on a river or a lake or something. So they'll go swimming and kind of play and just kind of get out and go camping kind of in their cabin, in the cottage house, outside of the city. And that's kind of like their getaway to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And they're very health conscious. So it's get away, where there's cleaner air and cleaner water and everything, and grow their own fruits and vegetables. So it's healthier kind of thing. The weather, you get 4 real seasons. Like you get a definitive like spring, summer, fall, winter. So nice, and you'll go from 9,500 degrees in the summer to -30, -35 degrees in the winter, depending on where you're at. And it's if you buy coats and bundle up, it's not too bad in the winter. I mean, I don't mind cold weather, but it gets hot. It gets really hot in the summer, like really hot, and it's really humid. But it's very doable, but I really enjoyed, I liked having like 4 distinct seasons. It was kind of the first place I'd ever lived that really had those. Crime and safety, we never really ran into any issues with anything. I mean, it's kind of, you won't have any issues as long as you're smart about what you do. Like if you notice a group of people who are noticeably drunk walking down the street, you should avoid talking to them or whatever. So it's, just kind of using common sense and listening to the spirit of like, to like, oh, maybe just avoid talking to those people, or like, let's cross the street so we can, because there potentially something may happen. But I never, ran into any issues with anything.